Hello, welcome, and my love to all of you. This is Anshu Sharma here. So, today we are on to episode 2 of Parenting Guidelines. In episode 1, we discussed praise, validation, and rewards are energies of the heart. No matter what age, they open children's heart. If a child does not receive these energies, his heart shrinks, starts closing. If you have not seen episode 1, you can subscribe to my channel and you can go into my YouTube channel and look in the description box the link for episode 1. That saying, it takes a village to raise a child, is very true. Infants and young children personify the infinite consciousness, ever existing consciousness, where they believe no one is separate from them. Confused parents come under other people's influences, believing and disciplining their children prior to the age 7. That is the most crucial time when their first chakra is being formed, which gives them lifelong security regarding his basic necessities. So it is futile to teach, tame, and restrict that infinite consciousness into limited boxes. How can you do that with your rules and regulations? Of course, channeling mind and a little discipline can start from the age 7 onwards. You are helping a magical child grow. A magical child who has budding aspirations, soaring imaginations, taking journey to stars and galaxies, and optimism to what life has to offer. Some of his ideas may be far-fetched, but in reality, he may be picking on something that is already existing in some other universe. Your interest and active listening in sharing his stories is all what a child wishes. So, in this episode, let us discuss some general guidelines from age 7 and above. Parents can use their own resonance and judgment, tailor them according to the age group, and implement as they wish. Rule number 1. Learn something from your child and he learns something from you. A child is learning new things every day and he wishes to share with his family. It is likely that most parents already know. Share his excitement by pretending you do not know. You pretend your ignorance. Involve and encourage the child to share more. And you may also provide drips of information so that he gets encouraged to share more. When parents find time to discuss things, a child feels validated. He wishes to find out more things. His inquisitive mind grows. His self-esteem rises. And he wants to find out more and more so that he can share more and more with you. That's where your active listening becomes very important. These days, a part of parents' attention is either on the work they do or on themselves. So, leaving very little time for active listening. So, sometimes parents hurry and evade listening to their child. Child senses it and gradually he stops sharing. Usually, grandparents have the time and experience to listen to the children. So, if your child has grandparents in the same locality or in the town, then do encourage their communication. Otherwise, parents have to create time for each child individually and pay attention to what a child has to share and what his concerns are. And that sharing can be either done in group, but the concerns is best if you do one-to-one with each child. Disciplining. From 7 onwards, child's mind and individuality starts forming. His mind has to be trained under loving guidance of his parents. First, offer loving guidance and gradually train his mind till he starts paying attention to his own learning. But initial guidance has to be provided by parents. Parents need to identify the areas of your child's interest and provide more encouragement. And if he's lacking interest in some of the areas, find out why. So all these active listening and active participation can help your child initially. Disciplining is more effective if it is portrayed as a guidance, not as a discipline and punishment. While disciplining, care has to be taken that unless the matter is really important and needs both the parents, only one parent should provide the guidance in a firm manner, while giving a child a freedom to approach the other parent to voice his concern. Never both the parents should discipline this child together on trivial small matters. Usually, if the routines are followed, you are raising a happy child. But sometimes children do get overexcited, and then depending upon the age, you might have to discipline them. Then in that case, allow a few minutes of reflection time. And call it reflection time, not punishment, where a child can sit in a corner in the same room on a chair, never in separate room, in the same room, and allow that sitting for 2 minutes initially for a 7-year-old and to the maximum of 5 to 10 minutes for a teenager. So where the child can calm his mind, that opportunity is given to him, more calm and assertive you are in maintaining that reflection time, more effective it will be. So sometimes you have to be, if you are not already doing it, you have to be assertive for a length of time till the child gets it, that he has to sit for a few minutes in a chair and allow him to reflect on his behavior. But locking children in a room and severe timeouts shrink children's hearts, and sometimes it puts fear in them for life. So that has to be avoided. Discuss the matter with the child after he has calmed down and he has come up with some answers. Call it reflection time and definitely not punishment. This works very well even with the teenagers. Like if they do not perform well in the school or for any other reason their grades are becoming lower, then you can ask them to write down the reasons why their grades are not up to the mark and what action needs to be taken in order to improve. and then assist them. Assist your child in whatever you both mutually decide. Sometimes, like in maths or difficult subjects, a child is not able to understand, so there comes knowledge gaps. These knowledge gaps have to be filled. Otherwise, these knowledge gaps become bigger and bigger, and the child starts getting scared and terrified of that subject. So, a little bit assistance from your side can help him. So, their reflection time, their involvement in identifying the areas of concern and finding solutions together will build his self esteem and also self responsibility. You have to avoid authoritative stand of making decisions on their behalf and then insisting on imposing them. Whatever control measures parents use will invite more resistance and non cooperation sooner or later from the children. Children show their rebellion in various ways. And reason beneath them all may be that parents are not considering their point of view and their involvement in decision making concerning them. So sit together, involve them, ask them the areas of their concern, and mutually, with the intention to help him, provide workable solutions. Avoid empty threats. Many parents keep giving verbal empty threats that never materialize. These have to be avoided. First, because you are using your own credibility. When you do not execute and you merely speak. Second, you are keeping your child in a state of fear. Carefully pay attention to what you are saying and how you are saying it and what you are saying. You must always mean to carry out whatever you say. Else do not say it. Your words should have a backing of your actions. Otherwise, do not utter them. In short, parents have to be very careful in the words they use. And these words should not be threatening or degrading in any case. But of course, there may be few instances when you have to absolutely use your discretion and power in disciplining your children. Then first and foremost, consider the benefit of your child. Whatever action you are planning to take has to come for the benefit of the child, not from your emotions and angers. Then spend time to discuss the matter if it is very important and urgent for the upkeeping and for the welfare of your child. Then discuss the matter first with your spouse. Take time if you do not agree. Give and take, but mutually decide, mutually agree with each other. Both the parents too then have to mentally prepare the child for that tough decision which they are planning to take or that action which needs to be taken. And then always add that how much you love and care for him and why explain to him why that action needs to be taken. Even after explaining all that, provide an escape route. For the tough decisions parents take, sometimes child may feel a sense of helplessness and being locked up with the decisions parents are taking concerning him. So always provide tips for his escape route. For example, if you are thinking to change his school or place of residence, then prepare him provide option to him, saying, let us try it for some time, and if it does not work out for you, we are behind you, we always care for you. And then if this does not work out for you and you are really unhappy, then we can definitely look for more options. There is a solution for every problem. In fact, there are more solutions and less problems. So now let us discuss the subject of degrading. Although parents do not mean to, but because of the time they do not have or how busy they are, sometimes quickly they utter some degrading words. Do not degrade your child, as developing ego makes him small and unsure anyway. A developing ego is making children small and unsure. And that is very true, especially true for teenagers and even smaller children. Why it happens? Because parents themselves do not understand the ego. They do not have the clear understanding of the ego themselves. Teenagers, so educate yourself first. Teenagers remain in a permanent state of negativity and dissatisfaction due to still developing ego. Why? Because ego compares, ego complains, ego holds resentments. So in child's eye, the world and their parents and others have already made it, while they are still struggling with their limited knowledge and still developing bodies and mind. So they are constantly feeling the pressure of something or the other. It's the developing ego in them which makes them react, hold grievances against their friends, family, and the world in general. This is what needs to be understood. When parents feel sometimes that their child is reacting in some ways. Developing ego is making teenagers react on a small provocation. Sometimes their moods are going up and down. The reason may or may not be what parents say, or something, or maybe something else might be bothering them. Because you are in front, you are accessible, they are your children, they feel free, so they find it easy to vent out their feelings, sometimes in an explosive way. So let them take their steam out from time to time in a safe environment. Of course, it shouldn't become a habit, so when they cool down, and even in a rage, personal boundaries of respect should be maintained. That is why it is important to discuss the matter and make an attempt to dig out the actual cause. After each explosion or conflict, after your child has cooled down, always encourage free expression. And children have to be taught the respect of parents and to others. These days, it's very important for parents to teach respect. That how or what words to be spoken to elders and parents. Both by example and words. Because of the constant media, this is what children are lacking. It's not really their fault. So, in this episode, we have covered a lot of things. We have covered disciplining the child, we have covered active listening, and we have also understood what ego is. So, we will continue this series. For this, enough for today. Thanks for listening. Hope these guidelines help you. Please leave your comments. If you feel the information is helpful, please subscribe and share with other parents. That's all for today. Today, lots of love and light. Till we meet again, take care. Bye.